So it just occurred to me that this saying I remember hearing in movies, different places, and that all it takes, I don't know, something about just not doing anything, like seeing evil and knowing there's evil in the world and not getting up and doing anything about it is just as evil. I'm sure maybe you guys all know what I'm referring to. I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but the most important things, they want to just whirl away in the other direction, and I don't like that. That's not right. It's time to not let that happen. So I'm just going to keep making content. Hopefully I find some better books or put on some makeup or get some cats or something in here so the videos actually get better. I do actually have very fascinating books. I've been collecting all kinds of spiritual books. This one was amazing. We had quite a few people in my family die, choose to die. They made that choice for themselves, right? And this one helped me immensely. Not as much as some of the other ones, but anyway, I don't know. It's just the one that's right in front of me right now, and I don't even know what I was talking about. It was real. Oh, it was my Jenny. A minute ago, the roommate Jenny came in, and it reminded me of what had happened to her. That it's just not right. I mean, it's things like when not right things are happening, and they're happening all over the place, right? And so many of us are like, when I talk to people about it, they know it's wrong, but then there seems to be this attitude of, what are you going to do about it? They're winning or whatever, like just give it and not. But there's a lot to be done about it. All you got to do is talk about it, see something, say something, do something, right? That's how our country got how it is now. Anything that anybody has, they got because they decided to do something and they did it. And so now they're doing that. You know what I mean? It's in our nature. My headache's starting to hurt just a little bit. Hi. So, she went down to see her mom in Texas. And Jenny is the most unusual person I have ever met. You know how, like, there's the spectrum, right? And I may not be saying what you think I'm saying, but there's a frequency, and on one side you have frequency where the waves are really, really short, and on the other side you have frequency where the waves are really, really long, right? And so there's a spectrum of frequency waves, and there's infrared and microwaves, and then there's the small little light ones that we could see, that little triangle sliver that we can perceive, right? And I think that's what that all-seeing eye on the pyramid is, maybe to remind us that we only see this little sliver of it. Maybe we only hear this little bit of it. But that does not discount that the whole rest of it is there and just as real. From one end all the way to the other is just as real as everything that we see and hear right here, right? It's all there, right? And I feel like some people maybe are just somewhere different than the rest of us on that perceptibility. Would that be the word? But anyway, so Jenny is the most interesting. I've never met anyone like Jenny in my life, right? Sweet, sweet, sweet girl. The first time I met her, she was wearing my hoodie and asking me to get in my car because she thought she left her purse in there. And I never met her before in my life. But anyway, sweet, really sweet girl. Amazing girl. Very nice girl. Crazy girl, but very nice girl. I don't know. I don't want to say like a negative thing, but anyway, she's a gorgeous person too. But so she goes down to see her mom, right? That's it. It's enough about that thing. She went down to see her mom, and her mom is from Japan, and her mom had flew back home and subletted her house. And Jenny had, of course, is not. She's very. She doesn't have the whatchamacallit in her brain, impulse control. So she just does what she's going to do, right? Doesn't think to plan ahead or anything like that. She's trying to get into her mom's house where she's lived, I'm fairly certain. I know she's been there quite a bit down in Texas. And so she's trying to get in the back door. The police come and arrest her for breaking and entering to her mother's home. And if you talk to Jenny for any amount of time, you know something's up with her, right? So she just had left the house one day in Oregon and never came back. It's like months later, no one knows where she is. It's a year later, her dad has put up like an official missing persons report, right? And a little bit after that, we finally find her. She calls the house. She's in a jail down south in Texas. And so, he's doing some research. He tells me a little bit. I do some research. I find out that her court date is, what was the date of it? I can't think of the exact month and the date, but the year was for 2033 was when her court date was scheduled for. 2033 was when her court date was scheduled for. And this was not, because she came home not this year, she came home last year. And right now it's just after the presidential State of the Union, it's February 2024, right? So she came home in 2023. And so her court date was 10 years out. And so I did some more research and I started checking around. And I'm like, in Oregon, it's a year for your court date. You can sit in jail for over a year, just over a year waiting for your court date if you don't get bailed, right? In California, people are sitting there for 5 years waiting for a court date. Our justice system is out of control. We don't have an education system that's teaching ethics, that's bringing grounded people into our communities to do their jobs. I don't know if they're not taking an oath, if they're not thinking their oath every day. But my grandma would have me by the ear pulling that damn thing if I acted the way any of these people I'm seeing out here are acting.